Welcome back, subscribers, friends, and followers on the Richter's Reviews channel. Hopefully you enjoyed my last video. It looks like I've gotten quite a few likes and comments and views on it. Today I'm going to do a horror film I've been wanting to do a review on for quite a while. When you've got so many movies like me to kind of not surpass or forget, but you overlook certain things you want to like to talk about and review and things. I'm going to try to do a video on Tuesdays. It may be posted like later at night, probably 8 or 9 o'clock. But I'm going to try to do at least 3 videos a week. I apologize for only doing two this week. But hopefully everyone had a great 4th of July and a safe one. So let's get into the review. Now, this review is a movie that was released in 1985, was made in 1984, and for some odd reason it had taken a long time to come out on DVD or Blu-ray. And when it finally did come out on Blu-ray, it came with both the DVD and the Blu-ray, and definitely couldn't surpass getting this. I had recently bought the VHS from a seller on Amazon. I still have the VHS somewhere. Not exactly sure where it's at, but I have it somewhere. And he gave me a DVD of it. And what I'm talking about is the classic The Mutilator, by Sword, by Picks, by Axe, Bye-Bye. Now that is the cover art from the VHS. Now the inside was a reversible, because this is an era video, and it has the cover of the original film of it called Fall Break. On that it said, "A vacation that becomes a nightmare." I put it on this because I really like that cover art. Now this has tons of special features. Now I'm going to go through this as slow as possible, so those who do not own this, who want to buy this, will know what the special features are on here. Now, not really a special feature, but it's a brand new 2K restoration of the unrated version from the original Vault materials. High definition Blu-ray 1080p and standard definition DVD presentation. Original mono 1.0 audio, uncompressed PCM on the Blu-ray. Optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Introduction to the film with writer-director Buddy Cooper and assistant special makeup effects artist assistant editor Edmund Farrell. Audio commentary with Cooper, Farrell, co-director John Douglas, and star Matt Mittler. Audio commentary with Bud Cooper and star Ruth Martinez Totoro. Fall Breakers, the story of the Mutilator, which is a really great behind the scenes making of the splatter film. It's I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes. Brand new feature-length documentary on the making of the splatter classic, with interviews with Buddy Cooper, John Douglas, Edmund Farrell, Matt Mittler, actors Bill Hitchcock, Jack Chatham, and more. Mutilated Memories, special makeup effects artist Mark Sjostrom looks back at one of his earliest projects. Tunes for the Dunes, composer Michael Menard reveals how the Mutilator's unique score. Created behind-the-scenes reels, screen tests, alternate opening titles, trailers, TV spots, Fall Break's theme song, original instrumental version, opening sequence storyboards, motion stills gallery, original Fall Break screenplay, which is on the BD DVD ROM content, reversible sleeve featuring 2 original artworks. Now, not only do you have all that, but on the inside, this is the inside. You have the DVD and you have the Blu-ray. And it also comes with a little insert from other Arrow releases. I'm going to hold this up, maybe you can see it. Some Arrow releases. And on the back it's got another great movie, The Zero Boys. Plus it comes with, I believe it's like a 27 page little booklet here. It's talks about beginnings of it, some photos in here. So yeah, so on to the review. Now, before I get into the review, like I always do on my videos, the first time I saw the Mutilator, like if you've been watching my videos in a while, I didn't get to really watch R-rated horror films until 1989, and the video store that I normally went to was the Video Barn. Now, they didn't have this movie. Another video in my same town, Video Express, had this. But I didn't really get around to seeing that until like 1994, I believe it was. So we're talking about 24 years ago. Actually, it was the first time I saw it, and it was like not under 9 years before when it came out. And I rented it at this video store, and I instantly fell in love with the horror film. Today, it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, was definitely in my top 10 favorite horror films of all time. Now, that being said, it's not a classic in any sense towards, like a classic like Dawn of the Dead or like Night of the Living Dead or other horror films like The Thing or Halloween. But it's definitely a classic in my mind for the being that it was done by a director who hasn't really done much prior or after this, and a lot of the cast really didn't go on to much anymore other than a few here and there, and it's the gore content, and some of the acting can be a little campy, but for me, the Mutilator is what got me into the gore horror franchise or genre of films like Dead Alive and well, not really Demons, because Demons was actually one of the first I saw, but Dead Alive, the Lucio Fulci films, and stuff like that, the Italian films, Dario Argento and stuff like that, because I really didn't get into the Dario Argento or Lucio Fulci until 1994, 95. So it was after I seen this movie that I started getting into all the blood and the guts, like City of the Living Dead and all that stuff. But the Mutilator basically is about a group of friends who are taking a fall break, which you hear during the beginning of the movie, fall break, and they're going to go over to one of their friends' father's place and watch over the because of being a fall break, make sure nobody goes in there and breaks in. Now, before I go further into the details of the film, the beginning of the film, Little Ed, played by Matt Midler, and Big Ed, played by Jack Chatham. Little Ed is cleaning his dad's guns, and accidentally shoots the gun, and it shoots his mother. In the process, his dad comes home, kind of knocks the kid down, and kid runs off, and he's sitting there with his wife, just laying in there, and tries to feed her drink. He definitely has lost it. So after all those years of bent up frustration of him shooting his wife, I guess it finally clicked into his head that maybe it's time for him to seek out revenge on his son. But going back to the beginning of the review, they all go to this house that's near this beach, and instantly each one by one get killed. One of my favorite, Matt Miller really did a great performance as Little Ed, and his girlfriend Ruth Martinez, she definitely was great performance in that too. I mean, she had a little hokey dialogue a little bit, and Jack Chatham, he really played a great Big Ed and killer of the film. I'm just really surprised. He did some other stuff before this and after this, but I'm surprised he's never really got down to the film industry, because he really did a great performance. And then you have what's her name? I'm trying to remember everybody's name. Give me one moment here. And also you have um, the directorial debut of Buddy Cooper, which he's just by the interviews and him talking, he seems like a really down to earth kind of guy, and that was really cool that he was able to get this to Blu-ray for fans to actually see. Connie Rogers, who plays Sue, I'll get back to her in a few minutes. She has probably one of the most notorious death scenes of the film. Frances Raines, who plays Linda, she played in a bunch of films after this, and mainly she pretty much is nude in every movie she's been in. Maury Lampley plays Mike. Not really much is known about him. I know that the cast really liked working with him in that, but and then Ben Moore plays the deputy. That was really cool that Ben Moore, who played in some H.G. Lewis films from the 60s, ends up showing in this. I think this was his last film. And then who played Younger Ed and the mother is actually Buddy Cooper's son and wife. So yeah, that's pretty much the cast. Now, one of my favorite scenes of the film, other than the killing of Sue, I do like the part where they're all playing kind of like a hide and seek kind of like game, where they all hide and they go to find them, and then when you find them, you and see who's the last person is it or whatever. Anyway, they're roaming around the house, and then they slowly find each other. I thought that was kind of an interesting little thing, just to keep the film under an hour and 85, hour and 25, hour and 30 minutes. Just kind of stretch out the movie. The death of the deputy Ben Moore was pretty graphic. Not really what you can see, at the time it definitely was graphic. Definitely not what it is today, but getting like a cut through his face, and then later getting his head cut off. Another great death scene is when but when the girl goes into the swimming pool. Him and a girlfriend goes to the swimming pool, and Frances Raines with Maury Lampley are on there, and he ends up getting killed later on after she does. But later on, you see like a motorboat engine, and he cuts his chest open. There was actually a more elaborate effect for the film, but they didn't have the budget to get it done, or it just wouldn't work out, so they just kept with what they have. That was a really great death scene, even though the Maury Lampley, the character, kind of went overboard, screaming and that like that. But her death scene wasn't the best. I mean, it could have been gorier, but I think they was in like a swimming pool, and they had put milk in the water to make it look like murky, and but yeah, they had better death scene for her, but it just didn't work out for what they had. But one of the greatest death scenes is from Sue, Connie Rogers. I feel really bad for her because she really hasn't. I've not seen her come out and talk about this scene, or even go further in her career after this. But she's the one who gets the meat hook that's on the cover of this the Blu-ray here. She's the one that gets the fish hook up through her crotch area and torn out. I mean, it seems more graphic on screen and in your mind. So basically, the girl is looking for her boyfriend. Her boyfriend ended up getting killed. He gets put inside the little shack underneath the house where cars get driven, kind of like a garage, where he's stacking up the kills in the closet there. And she goes looking for him. She's wearing a nightgown, she was wearing a nightgown first, and then she goes back and puts some pants on, and she goes down there, and he grabs her and he throws her up on this table, and he grabs this fish hook, and he starts to stick it, say here's the body. He starts to stick it right through her crotch area and pull up, and then it's you can tell on certain little scenes that it was actually a dummy, but when he's got that hook and he pulls up and and you see her holding that, and you see a little blood bubble or whatever come out. It's really intense for being 1985. And then to add insult to injury, he chops her head off. So yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite. Like I said, it's in my top 10 favorite horror movies, and definitely my top favorite gory films. I'm not going to give away too much of the movie. For people who haven't seen this, I'm sure there's probably not too many people who have not seen this, but it's definitely a classic in my mind. And a Richter scale of 1 to 10, this is definitely 8. 8. I'm going to give it. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 as far as my opinion of the film. Now, that being said, I will say reason why. The gore content, the atmosphere of the film, the kills, not really necessarily the acting, but other than the performance by Big Ed and his son, that's really reason why I give it 8. Now, if you want to go by as far as story structure, the continuity and all that stuff, I would give it a 6.5. A 6.5. But for me, it's definitely an 8 out of 10 because of the fun that I have watching it. And I've seen it at least 50 or more times, and definitely going to see it probably a 50 more. Arrow Video did a really great putting this out for the U.S. and overseas, and it's really a great contribution to my collection as far as I'm concerned, and I'm really happy to have that. So that is the Mutilator. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below if you liked the video, or you want to leave a comment or anything like that. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. And before I go, I do want to say, if you like the movie, wait till you see the ending of the film. I'm not going to say any more than that. If the people who have watching this have seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. It's an interesting scene. And on that note, if anybody would like to tag me, or on any video, like say they want to tag me and say, what is my favorite Hellraiser films, or what is my favorite Corey Feldman or Corey Haim movie, or what is my top 5 in my Blu-ray collection, or what's my favorite vampire movie. If you would like to tag me, just leave your YouTube channel in the comments below, or leave a comment that you would like to tag me into this, and I will do a video responding to that tag. And I may not be able to leave a link on your video or on your YouTube channel, but I will definitely give you a shout out on the tag if you give me one. Thanks for everybody that's subscribed to my channel. I'm really happy to have 302 subscribers. I'd like to have more, but hey, 302 is just as good. My name is Brad Richter. This is Richter's Reviews, and I will check you next week for a new video. Not sure what it'll be, but it'll definitely be good.